Joe Rogan and Katt Williams just did the unthinkable. They teamed up, and they're not holding back anymore. We're talking about a full-scale exposure of Hollywood's darkest secrets, names you thought were untouchable, celebrities who've been hiding in plain sight, and an industry-wide conspiracy that goes deeper than anyone imagined.
They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I know you, man.
But they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name.
And he wasn't lying, because what Joe Rogan and Katt Williams are about to expose will shake the entertainment industry to its core. We're talking about Epstein's Island, secret recruitment operations, and some of the biggest names in music, film, and tech who allegedly played a role in luring younger celebrities into this twisted circle. And yes, Jay-Z and Beyonce's names keep coming up, not just as participants, but as recruiters.
He was the guy who told me about Epstein's Island more than a decade ago, and I thought it was the craziest thing I'd ever heard. I was like, what are you saying? There's an island, like it sounds like a plot in a movie. There's an island where they fly famous, rich scientists and politicians, and they compromise them with underage girls and get it on film so they could use it against them. I'm like, what? That sounds like lizard people.
But it wasn't lizard people, it was real. And now, Joe and Katt are naming names, connecting dots, and exposing a recruitment pipeline that allegedly funneled young, naive celebrities straight into Epstein's operation. Buckle up, because this is about to get dark. Let's start with how this alliance even happened. Joe Rogan has been hinting at this for years. He's had conversations with Alex Jones, Eric Weinstein, and other insiders who warned him about Epstein long before it became mainstream news. But Joe always kept his distance until now.
He was the first one to warn me about a social credit score system. He's like, they're going to try to implement a social credit score system, and your money is going to be tied. They'll have centralized digital currency, and your money will be tied to your social credit score system, and you step out of line, you won't be able to buy things.
Joe realized that the people warning him about Epstein were also warning him about control systems, blackmail operations, and how the elite maintain power. And that's when Katt Williams entered the picture. Katt has been screaming from the rooftops for years. He called out Chris Tucker, Ashton Kutcher, Nick Cannon, and even Jay-Z and Beyonce on Club Shay Shay. And while everyone dismissed him as bitter or jealous, Joe saw something different. He saw someone who wasn't afraid to lose everything to tell the truth.
Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey.
Joe reached out to Katt privately, and according to sources close to both of them, they've been comparing notes for months. Joe had the research, the timelines, the emails from the Epstein files. Katt had the insider knowledge, the Hollywood stories, the eyewitness accounts. Together, they formed an unstoppable force. And now, they're going public with a list of celebrities who aren't just connected to Epstein, they allegedly helped recruit others. Here's where it gets sinister. According to Joe and Katt, Epstein's operation wasn't just about compromising powerful politicians and billionaires. It was also about pulling in young celebrities, musicians, actors, models, and using established stars to make it happen. Let's talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce first, because their names keep coming up in ways people don't want to acknowledge.
I think it is highly offensive for people who are smart enough to really know what's happening. Look, y'all talk all that about R. Kelly. Beyonce was on that island where they was kids.
Damn!
Beyonce was on Pedo Island.
Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds insane. But here's the thing, Katt and Joe aren't just throwing names out there. They're connecting dots. Jay-Z was named in the Epstein files by an anonymous victim who said she woke up in a room with Harvey Weinstein and Jay-Z in 1996. And yes, Jay was new to the industry, but he had connections.
If you take people like Jay-Z and Pusha T, they made their living our people, so how the f they gonna stand up for our people? You know what I'm saying? But we forget that because we love Jay-Z's music so much. We love Pusha's music so much.
Kanye called this out in 2018, and everyone ignored him. But now, with the Epstein files out, videos of Jay-Z at Diddy's parties, and footage of him looking suspiciously comfortable around Harvey Weinstein, the puzzle pieces are starting to fit. But here's where it gets darker. According to Katt and Joe, Jay-Z and Beyonce weren't just involved. They allegedly helped recruit younger artists into the circle. Think about it. Young rappers, singers, and actors who idolize them. Who wouldn't trust an invitation from Jay-Z, who wouldn't feel safe at a party Beyoncé attended? Joe Rogan broke this down on his podcast, explaining how these operations work.
And those kind of honeypot operations, they let these freaks know, like, hey, you're going to be safe with me. Charlie will take care of everything. Look, Bill Clinton used to come here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to the
And
island.
that's a big endorsement. It's like presidents were here, so it must be a secure area.
Exactly. And if a president can be there, imagine how much safer a young artist feels when Jay-Z or Beyoncé vouches for the event. That's how recruitment works. Trusted names bring in fresh faces, and those fresh faces get compromised. Naomi Campbell is another name that keeps resurfacing. She's in the files. She took multiple flights on the Lolita Express, and according to Katt, she was one of the main recruiters for models.
And what do you think she gets out of it?
Well, she gets money. When you bring models or people that can easily be manipulated, you get funded. How does she own an island being a supermodel?
I didn't know she owns an island.
Yeah, she owns an island.
You don't own an island from just walking runways. You own an island because you're getting paid by someone or multiple someones for services rendered. And those services, according to Katt and Joe, included bringing young, impressionable models into Epstein's world. But it's not just entertainers. Joe Rogan has been adamant about exposing the tech elite and politicians who were neck deep in this operation. Bill Gates is at the top of that list.
I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him. Every minute I spent with him, I regret and I apologize that I did that.
That's all? Really, Bill? Because the emails tell a completely different story. There were emails between Gates and Epstein where Gates was allegedly trying to hide an STD he caught from Russian girls, STD he needed antibiotics for, without Melinda knowing.
I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterward.
Melinda knew. She warned Bill, and when he didn't listen, she divorced him and walked away with nearly $30 billion. That's not just a divorce, that's an exit plan. And then there's Elon Musk. His name popped up in the latest files too, with emails from 2012 and 2013 discussing potential meetings and even asking what day, night will be the wildest party on your island. Joe Rogan pointed out the hypocrisy. Elon claims he never went, but the emails suggest otherwise, and Katt Williams isn't buying it. According to Katt, Elon was just another billionaire who thought he could party in private and never face consequences. Chris Tucker is another name that Joe and Katt are hammering. Chris flew on the Lolita Express in 2002 with Bill Clinton and Kevin Spacey, claiming it was for a humanitarian trip to Africa, but Katt called that out years ago.
The Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey. Oh, Lord. If I didn't know no better, I'd tell you he's the greatest.
And when Chris was asked about Epstein, you could see the fear in his eyes.
You knew Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. We flew Bill Clinton and a lot of different, that was a humanitarian trip to Africa.
Humanitarian trip? With Bill Clinton and Kevin Spacey on a plane called the Lolita Express? Boy, please. Joe and Katt aren't letting that slide. But here's where Joe and Katt take it to another level. They're not just exposing who went to the island, they're exposing what happened there. According to multiple sources and testimonies, the island wasn't just a party spot. It was a place where rituals allegedly took place. Rituals involving sacrifice. And yes, we're talking about the rumors you've heard whispered in dark corners of the internet. Nick Cannon recently opened up about this on his podcast, admitting that he used to think it was all conspiracy theory nonsense until it wasn't.
It's truly Babylon if this is the case. And so I would never speak out about it too much because I didn't want people to be like, what the f you talking about? Like, there's no way. It's Pizzagate. If somebody told you about the Epstein and you'd be like, man, come on now, this billionaire is really taking, and what, because I don't want to f it up, but someone that worked for him, even on the child protective services side, was actually snatching those kids that were supposed to be missing kids and providing them to, like, that shit in itself ridiculous.
Joe Rogan has been talking about this too, specifically around the Pizzagate conspiracy and how the latest Epstein files have reignited interest, with nearly 900 references to pizza across millions of documents.
And the kids were not always enthusiastic about the food that they were being served. So they were always trying to call for pizzas. And you can't order a pizza to the White House.
Would love you to come over for pizza, but how was the pizza? Was it good?
Oh, what
Did he make it
Amal's
himself?
pizza was better than Clooney's. They both made, everybody made a certain kind of pizza.
There's no pizza we didn't love.
Something.
Should eat pizza? I was like, no, I don't want to. And then, I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to. There's a quick pick-up to a true kitchen.
Hold on a second.
I should have promoted it.
Let you promote whatever you want, but I need to take a step back because you just said something crazy. What do you mean? Why would you want to eat pizza?
Now, whether pizza is code or not, Joe and Katt are asking the hard questions. Why so many references? Why the secrecy? Why the coded language? And then there's the most disturbing rumor, the one that Katt Williams has been hinting at for years. The rumor that these elites aren't just compromising each other, they're allegedly consuming. Yes, consuming. As in cannibalism. I know how that sounds, but when you look at the testimonies, the emails, the videos, and the sheer level of evil documented in these files, nothing seems too outlandish anymore.
This stuff sounded so outlandish, from like Epstein to even the shit with like Pizzagate and Haiti, and you hear like, man, that shit is so dark. There's no way it can be true. And I would be reading this stuff and be like, something like, again, I'll be like, I'm not that much of a conspiracy theorist to be like, they can't really be trapping little kids and sleeping with them, and still be billionaires.
But they can, and they are. So what happens now? Joe Rogan and Katt Williams have officially declared war on Hollywood's elite. They're not stopping with the names we already know. They're promising to release more. According to insiders, Joe and Katt have a list of over 50 celebrities who are next to fall. We're talking A-listers, people you grew up watching, people you idolize, and they're all connected to Epstein in some way. The scariest part? The government seems to be protecting them. Joe believes there's video, lots of it, and he thinks the government is sitting on it to protect powerful people. And if it's all theater, then the real files are still hidden, which means the real names are still protected. But Joe and Katt aren't waiting for the government. They're doing this themselves. They're using their platforms, their influence, and their fearlessness to expose what the mainstream media refuses to touch. Ashton Kutcher is allegedly next on their list. He's been tied to Epstein, Diddy, and even Danny Masterson. And according to Katt, Ashton's anti-trafficking organization is just a front. Then there's the British royal family. Joe Rogan pointed out that Epstein didn't just stumble into royal circles, he was placed there. Joe and Katt are asking, who placed him? Who funded him? And who's protecting the people on that list? The answer, according to them, is the government. Whether it's the CIA, Mossad, or a combination of both, Epstein was an asset, and assets are protected. So, what's next? Joe Rogan has hinted that he's working on a documentary. Katt Williams is planning more interviews, and together, they're building a case that could bring down some of the most powerful people in the world. But will anyone actually go to prison? That's the million-dollar question. Joe and Katt know this. They know that exposing the truth doesn't always lead to justice, but they're doing it anyway, because if they don't, who will? So there you have it. Joe Rogan and Katt Williams have officially teamed up to expose the biggest Hollywood conspiracy of our generation. From Jay-Z and Beyonce allegedly recruiting young celebrities, to Bill Gates hiding STDs, to Elon Musk asking about wild parties, to the government protecting an elite blackmail operation, this is just the beginning. The question is, are you ready for what comes next? Because if Joe and Katt have their way, the entire entertainment industry is about to crumble. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Joe and Katt? Or do you think this is all just another conspiracy theory? Let me know. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more explosive content.